Welcome everyone to Cone Tier 3. Usually I start the streams as we're just qualified to leave you no chance for waiting. But it is one shot as it is a sprint format today around Brazil. So no time to waste, I don't think this week. Usually I have been on my own. We had Ben with me on round one, but he's out in New York enjoying life, so I got Hedge today, who's jumped in, which is gonna be a nice little co-com.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you for having me, first of all. Happy
It's
to
all
be
good.
here. Looking forward to the race. Of course, like you said, it's going to be a sprint format as well, so we're pretty much straight into the mix tonight with the one-shot quali. Don't have a chance to sort of ease into it, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Brazil, it's a tricky track. It's a lot of attraction zones, very go kart like circuit. But I think it'll be good for the racing. I mean, it's hard to get the moves done in some areas. It's a very in and out track, lots of bends, lots of high speed corners, many slows as well. Uh, but I think we'll see some. Oh Jesus, it is
Oh,
wet.
that's a good sign.
Yeah, wet for the one shot. That's going to make it quite interesting. A lot of people are going to be doing one shots over and over in practice, but this is probably not what anyone's prepared for. I don't think to be honest, I don't think anyone in league racing really prepares for the wet unless you're top level. It's
No,
just a scene where you can level the playing fields a bit, and maybe we'll see some people higher up the grid now that we wouldn't usually see.
definitely. And I think, of course, with it being the one shot as well, obviously normally in a short quali you'd have obviously 17, 18 minutes to get a lap together, whereas now it's literally one little mistake and you're done. So obviously this is going to line up the grid for the sprint. I believe the top six score points in the sprint race, but I'm sure we'll come on to that a little bit later. But this could be an interesting one shot. I always find it funny in a one shot play because you don't know
Oh,
who to
too.
watch. Like all the grids constantly changing up and down, a little bit chaotic.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll try our best to keep an eye on everyone and see who can take.
Oh, they're going.
Oh, we're off.
We've been thrown in the deep end here, quite literally with the rain. I'll tell you what.
Look at the grid changing on the left. That's what I mentioned
Oh
before.
no,
The grid's just chaos in it. Look at all the changes. Like, who do you even keep an eye out on there?
I don't know. Well, it shut me on quick killer, and I'm not gonna let fate decide what's gonna happen. But he's just absolutely smacked it into a wall, so we're getting off him. Right, let's
Completely
try and
off.
get to one of the top ones
I'm
without
on
giving you a
board
bit of
currently
electric
with
fit.
the Luxie in the Haas. He's sort of floating around that top five, top six, and actually just up to third as well. So had a
Yeah, we're on.
decent start to his lap, but again, I'm sure things can change. And good job he jumped off at third. He's just retired.
Yeah, quick killer just retired. Bit of a snap there for Deluxe while he's on with him. Giushin looking to hold his current form, being in P1 for the one shot. We'll stick with Deluxe though, because I don't want to give you lot an epileptic fit with all the cars going around. I'll be chasing my tail. Gets a little bit
It's,
of a
it's,
snap there.
it's so hard to keep an eye on everything, isn't it? Like you say, there's that
Oh
many
yeah,
changes. Just kind of watch someone and how open. To be fair, look like we picked a decent car here because Luxie at the moment on to be on the front row, maybe even can jump ahead of Gioshin, but we'll see. As Trunders and Will Simpo retire, and Gioshin's flying nearly a second quicker than everyone else. Wow.
yeah. That is quite the gap. Not surprising with his run of form, even only as a reserve. He's been doing very well in the
hmm
tier, and I wouldn't be worried to expect him to get a full-time seat soon if it does
Ooh.
come available.
Look at that though. Look how many DSQs do. I mean, to be fair, I'm assuming there's 20 drivers. There's only 18, but three DSQs and three drivers not actually putting a lap together. So even like Fandango was on a tough lap there, just by finishing, he's got himself a P12. Just by bringing it
Yeah,
home. But it was close downwards. It was close. I mean, Q118 there. Look at that. 118 down to fifth, down to ninth. Just over not even 2 tenths between them. So not much in it. But Gioshin is absolutely flown there to
yeah.
get pole position.
Let's have a look at the sector times there for Giushin. 118, 18.5, 13.5, and 17.9. Pretty solid lap time to just about be pushed out of the 15s, but it's a solid lap, being a 16 flat anyway, with such a gap to his competitors. But it's not where the most points are gained. We've still got the full two races so far, 50% sprint and race, of course.
Mhm.
So everyone will be getting onto the grid now. They'll be choosing their setups, sorting out the tyre pressures, because that is a bit of a shake-up. I mean, wet to dry. have to compromise in the one shot, but maybe some of them decided to a wet car, but it looks it off anyways. So we'll see how this goes.
Now, unlike the sprint, unlike the one shot, it could make things very interesting. And like you say, it is only a sprint. We are competing for, I think it is the top 6 that can score points here. Every point counts, of course, and I'm sure it'll be an interesting race, especially with like I said, no quali tonight. You know, that's the qualifying done now in terms of the actual sessions. So we're pretty much straight into racing tonight. Like you say, we're thrown into deep end, aren't we?
Yeah, thrown into the deep end, well. Just like Deluxey, because he just smacked the wall again. second session running, just revving the rears, trying to get him up to temperature straight away. And he's lucky there's no damage on formation laps because his race will be done already. But just got to wait now for everyone to get round, and we'll get on to the racing. Let's have a look at tyres. Obviously, I think everyone will be on mediums, but we can never be sure. Yeah, everyone on mediums. We've got the telemetry on. We'll get the track map on. There we go. We'll be ready for when we get going then.
Just having a quick look at the previous rounds. Obviously, I've not commentated over this season, so I'm trying to get up familiar with it all. The actual Gio Sheen, being a reserve, he just took pole by a second, and I mean, I've never seen such a dominant set of performances from reserve. He's won both previous races, I'm led to believe, in the Williams and then the McLaren. He's in the Alfa Romeo tonight. He's trying to get a win for every team this season.
I know, he's Hulkenberg in it. He was a struggle race last week. It wasn't a walk in the park. He was He was stuck behind Bazza Fox, who did not put in the greatest of laps so far in one shot. But Bazza Fox looked to be taking the win all the way through the last race in Spain. Obviously, that was full wet as well. So it was down to the immense amount of safety cars, where Gio Sheen just managed to get the tyres heated up in the last few laps, take advantage of Bailey, which is quite unfortunate. But Gio Sheen was holding the pace. Only one actually to be holding the pace of Bazza Fox. They were kind of pairing off and into the sunset compared to the rest of the grid. But we'll see how it goes now.
Bazza does lead the champion, doesn't he, by 41 points, obviously because Gio Sheen's not on the standings. So he does lead currently ahead of Mazzles and Riordan, who's not here tonight as well. So a chance for a few of them to get past Riordan with him not being here.
Right. Lights are out at the moment. We'll get onto that first. And they've gone. It looks like an equal exit for the front two. And it does. Got the McLaren just gaining a bit. But not...
Oh, and a big impact at turn one. It involved Bazza and the Mercedes of possibly Indian Jesus. I'm thinking it was Indian Jesus. Bazza had a great start to the race, and he jumped 2 or 3 cars at lights out. He was rapid, and then at turn one, he just collected Indian Jesus. So I think that will be one that the stewards look at. It's a shame for Bazza because he had such a good start. I mean, he's kept it in forward, but I think that may be an incident that is looked at later on.
We will have to see when we get to it, but for now, everyone's just going to have to carry on and continue and try and pick up the pieces as much as they can. Got a bit of a field spread already from behind Bazza Fox, who's just about creeping out of the DRS range. Obviously, it will count
another
now.
Spin, another crash involving the Mercedes again. It's Quick Killer this time, as he's collected Polish man. That's another spin involving the Mercedes. So both Mercedes drivers have had an interesting start to the sprint. Both involved in incidents. Quick Killer has actually gained 7 positions, to be fair to him, so it's a very good start. But again, another one that the stewards might have to look into. It could be a busy night for the stewards at this rate. That's 2 on lap 1.
Yeah, it will be. Gio Sheen setting the fastest lap so far, obviously, being the first to cross the line. It's going to be interesting because with stewarding, I believe all the penalties do end up going to the you finishing of the actual 50% race, not the feature race.
Yeah.
So, got to be really careful now to not compromise the next race, which everyone's on equal grounds for still at the moment. Let's have a look if Bailey's got damage at all from collect. Doesn't look like he does. So it must have been too heavy a contact.
A very early pit stop for the man who's second in the championship. Mazzles currently second on 32 points. He's pitted on the end of lap 1 for a set of softs. So I'm assuming a bit of an incident involving him. Will Stimple in the McLaren's also pitted. He's gone back on to the mediums, which is an interesting one. The question is with Mazzles, can you get them softs to the end? That is the big question now.
Brazil
has got a lot of catching up to do as well.
Yeah, Brazil is very harsh on tyres. And this year, this current game, softs are usually purely for late safety car drama and just getting on them to save another set of tyres, like the mediums or the hards.
Yeah.
You only get one of this year. So interesting to see how quickly they degrade.
There
Got
is
Bazza Fox.
Oh!
Oh!
I was going to say a very good battle for the final podium position, but I think you've seen that as well. Bazza losing it at turn 1. He was right at the back in that show as well. Looking like he was in a very good position, and now he's going to be under pressure from Victor behind him.
A very late commentator's curse there.
Yeah, there's I think Will has had another moment, so a bad start from the McLaren of Will, but I'm just thinking now with Bazza, he was on course to get the P3 ahead of Nacho, could be on course to now lose his P4, because as mentioned, Victor is starting to very quickly reel him in, and of course, and DRS will be enabled, so Bazza will have to cover his shoulder very soon. That mistake could cost him.
Definitely can. I mean, it was those curves can really just throw you off. You got to be careful with the tyres, especially early on, when you might be struggling to get temps, or even with the high fuel, you might be struggling to keep them down.
Yeah.
But he just took a little bit too much. Will Simple was out. Formation, in the pits. So he is back in on last session.
He pitted at the end of lap 1, as mentioned, and then had a spin on his out lap. There's a few pit stops as well now. Ash in the Aston Martin coming in, and he just sped in the pit lane. A rookie error that, and that's going to cost him massively. He's in a decent position as well. There's Ash in the top 10, but speeding the pit lane is a very, very, very simple error that he's got wrong there, and that'll cost him massive. The top 2 though getting very close together here by a couple of attempts.
Have a look at the battery of Deluxe though. He's really gassed himself out, yeah.
Drained it, yeah.
And I mean, you look at Gioshin, who's sitting on a massive 70% pretty much, in comparison to Deluxe, who's already just emptied the bags. I'm not too sure what his game plan is here. Is maybe to get ahead and try and save a bit more battery, but I don't think that's going to work out too well for him. Gioshin can pull out whenever he wants to now.
Great battle here as well for the final points position, of course. Top 6 do get points. Jay Hartnell is currently the man in for that 6th position, but Next is not too far behind him. On the flip side though, Jay Hartnell's not too far behind the man in P5. He will get DRS here as well down the straight as we enter lap 5. Only 7 laps to go. Going very, very quick, as you'd expect for a sprint race. And I think it's very rewarding in sprint race as well, because not only do the top 6 compete and score points, but it sets the grid for the race. You know, if you can get pole here, it's 6 points for the championship, and also your pole position. It's 2 for the prize of 1, really, in terms of what you're getting for the sprint. And I think that Jack might have a look here on the back of Victor. He had a think.
Now, Victor Mean, I don't know if you caught it, but in the centre S's, he did cut the corner quite badly, and he will have received a warning for that, so he's going to have to keep on his toes now.
You might connect behind them as well. It's a 3-horse race now all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're getting very close.
Is reeling them in as well, so this could be a very interesting fight. Only 2 of these 3 potentially will score points, because Connect at the moment is outside of that points bracket. Trunder's in the Aston Martin as well. He's not out of the battle either. The more these 3 fight, he can kick on and potentially make it a 4-horse race. I've just commentator's cursed him.
Jesus Christ! Honestly, last week in quali we really struggled with it. We
couldn't see if that's happened.
Couldn't find a lap to commentate over, because every time I said someone's name, they spun it or binned it. Look at him! Look at the overspeed now from Jay Hartnell.
Oh, Nacho holds on Bazza, but the battle for P3 is getting very intense now between the McLaren and the Red Bull. I think Bazza's on a better exit there, and I think Nacho with a DRS could be under a lot of pressure now and in big trouble here.
We're gonna have to be quick here. We're gonna have to watch this move and get back to the P4 to 6.
Yeah, he's got him.
Yep, that's a sealed move. Get back to these 3 now.
Oh, another yellow flag. Quick Killer is off as well. He made a lot of ground, Quick Killer, as well at the start of this race.
Oh, they're going side by side into turn 6. Round the outside, lovely from IRT Connects.
Oh, he nearly went into the back.
Very close,
as well,
yeah.
There's so many good battles. Ash is in the pits, he's retired, so that's 2 that have gone in the pits now. Ash joins Will out of the race. But I think, in fairness, it is only a sprint race, and of course...
It's very hard to build your positions back.
Yeah, and there's no safety cars either, is there? So, you know, once you've had a moment, you're in trouble. There's still a great battle here for the top 2, and Deluxe is still within DRS.
Jay Hartnell's been pushed out though.
Yoshi. He has. He has, and he's under pressure from the Ferrari. Still, there's a battle behind them two as well, involving a Mercedes and a Red Bull. I think the Mercedes of Indian Jesus has got past the Red Bull of Chugs into turn one. He has. Will Chugs be able to come back? Chugs will get DRS here though, and he's right on the back of him. Oh, will he not get DRS? Yes, he will. He will get DRS.
I think the Ferrari's going to go for a move. Is he going to dive it here? No, he doesn't see it's behind. Get back to the Mercedes and the Red Bull. We've seen this before.
Chugs has got him in that area. No, he's not.
Oh, and it's a similar incident, but roles reversed.
Oh, he might get him back.
Going back at it now.
On the inside of him.
Oh. I think a bit of
battling, though.
Yeah, good caution from Chugs there. I think I wouldn't really want to leave. Being on the inside in some of these corners is really a risk because you're leaving your fate up to the person on the outside. You're trusting the driver on the outside to leave you enough room, and just about squeezes him just enough to get around.
You mentioned earlier on in the battle for the top two, Deluxe's battery, he's got literally 0% battery Deluxe, whereas his opponent Gioshi has got 60% battery. So Deluxe's literally giving it absolutely everything. But the problem he's got is Gioshi can have a little bit of battery, and the DRS won't count for anything. So at the moment, Gioshi is still the third favourite. Despite Deluxe doing a very good job of putting him under pressure, another yellow flag. It looks like it is the Mercedes of Indian Jesus got a bit of a moment there, and he's dropped out of the top 10 there.
He connects, makes the move there on the main straight, and he's done well to not get done over on the next straight. Pulls away pretty nicely from the Williams of J. Hartnell. Victor Means still in the battle though within the DRS range, but look at this queue now, all the way from Nacho. Sharks are smelling blood
behind him.
Yeah,
he's got to be careful here.
It's a hard situation to be in because you know that one mistake can cost you so much.
Points. Yeah, definitely. Like you say, these four all battling. As it stands, out of the four of them, only Victor's not getting points here, so it's vital. You know, Victor won't want to sit here in 7th. He'll want to push into that top 6. So, and there's still 4 laps to go, plenty of time for some overtakes. And Connect may get an overtake himself now and get himself into that top 4 ahead of Nacho.
This is what he did last lap. He took him on the main straight and then stayed ahead for turn 5. Is he going to do the same? Oh, McLaren takes a look. Takes a bit of a touch as well. Oh!
He's lost it. Connects. I don't think there was any contact.
No, there wasn't. I don't think he would have been helped by the little bit of a tap in the corner before, though. No. But yeah, just dropped on his own.
Didn't you? One little mistake.
Yep.
And that's the mistake that's cost him points there, and it's put Victor into the points.
Yeah, I don't think the contact from the McLaren was enough to warrant any worry from the car ahead. But just unlucky there.
It was a poor lap for Ferrari actually, that, because on the same lap, Gautier, his teammate, pulled into the pits and retired from the sprint. So a poor lap for Ferrari, who pretty much lost any chance of points now with Connect dropping down to 11th. P2 in the championship is Mazzles, having a tough sprint race so far after that lap 1 pit stop. He has managed to pull himself back into 12th ahead of Polish man, but no sign of any points in this race for Mazzles. It'll be open. He can keep that P12 now ahead of the race. Oh, and Quick Killer there's been given a very large penalty for exceeding track limits. He is net last at the moment, Quick Killer.
J. Hartnell looking at the rear of the McLaren, not for long. I think he's going to send out the inside. And it's a bit... It's a bit touchy. He doesn't really commit to it fully, but he knows he's got the next straight to do it better. And he takes that chance. Goes out as wide as he can.
I'll keep an eye on these three, but behind them there's a great battle as well between Fandango and Chugs. And I think Fandango is going to lose the position. He is going to lose the position to Chugs now in the Red Bull.
Yeah, he does so. Flashing red light, looking like Christmas for Fandango if you can keep up with him. Although he is actually derating himself, so never mind too much. Very close though between Nacho.
In fairness to him, has done a great job in just sticking with Gio. I mean, Gio is still the favourite here due to the situation with the battery, but Luck has done a fantastic job throughout this 10 laps to just stick with him and put him under pressure. And he knows now that one little mistake from Gio Sheen here, and he can pass a lot of it. So Luck's done a great job.
Yeah, he's definitely the only one in contention to pick up the pieces if there are some to fall off of that car ahead. Basil Fox still in P3 at the moment after that unfortunate incident in turn 1. We'll have to see what the stewards make of that. But at the moment, any penalties from that incident will be going to the next race. So this is still full position.
Sorry, Nacho and J. Hartnell were wheel to wheel into turn 1 there. Victor has just picked a penalty, and that penalty, as it stands, will actually put him out the points.
Yeah, I did say you have to be
Chugs.
careful.
He's a little bit further down the road, so Chugs all of a sudden, and Fandango, it's even more of an important battle between these two, because one of them could potentially break into that top 6 due to the penalty. But Jay Hartnell and Nacho, I can't take my eyes off this battle. It's so good. I mean, there was wheel to wheel running to turn 1. Nacho held him off, but Jay Hartnell's going to have one more chance here on lap 12 to potentially get the move done and gain that extra point.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be insightful to see how Nacho plays this, because on past generations of the game, you would like to be behind on the second to last lap, as DRS was that powerful. But with how strong the battery is on this generation's game, it's quite good to stay ahead and be able to push the battery. But it looks like he's not pushing too much. He's saving a bit of power as he looks to be letting Jay Hartnell through on the outside. Is he going to challenge it down the inside, or is he going to concede? He challenges it.
Try and get it back. And Victor all of a sudden is in the mix as well. Oh, and Jay has to step off the gas there. And Victor's got a penalty, but it's not going to stop him from getting
involved. Oh, wow.
Now all of a sudden. And Jay Hartnell's had to a little bit hesitant through turn 2, had to step off the gas, and could potentially for now have lost that position. The problem they've got though, all of a sudden, here comes Chugs as well in the Red Bull, so it's 4 of them battling now, and that's going to put Victor, who got a great move on Jay Hartnell there, in a tough position, because I think Victor knows now that one penalty is costing any hope of points.
Look at Nacho's battery, all of it is just diminished within one sector.
Chugs had made a dive on Jay Hartnell and got past him. What a move by Chugs. Where's that come from? And all of a sudden, Jay Hartnell, who was battling for 4th, he's sat in 7th. I don't know where that come from Chugs. That was unreal. But I mentioned earlier, if he can sit there and just let the rest of them fight each other, he can capitalise. And that's what he's done here. And I think he could potentially, Chugs.
Victor Means had a great exit. Victor Means got a good exit here. He's keeping it narrow. But is he going to have enough track to get over the line first before the McLaren? I don't think he is. Unfortunately. But he's got a penalty anyway.
Out the points. What a great battle. And,
I tell you what, yeah, really good battle.
Fair play to Deluxe for putting Gio under a lot of pressure, just missing out in the end on that P1, but it sets him up nicely for the race. Deluxe there into P2, and of course the top 6 will all score some form of points. P1 gets 6 points, P2 5, etc.
Polish man's pushing. He's got the overspeed. Just a little more road, and it could have happened, but
it was a great race. That was a really good sprint. It went very quick, but that's what you'd expect from a sprint race, isn't it? But
yeah, it was very fun.
No, a very good battle there, especially for that final points position. So well done to them all. Well done to Chugs, who made a great last lap lunge on Jay Hartnell to beat him in the end and put himself into that top 6. Chugs and then getting P5. And there's a confirmation of the points. Ignore 7th and 8th, I believe. It's just the top 6, if I'm right in saying.
I think so.
I'll double check. Yeah, it is. I've got a thing here. It is also ignore Victor and Digweed's points. Unfortunately, they will not score points. It's Gio Sheen down to the Williams of Jay Hartnell that will get 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 points.
They are.
Well done to them. And yeah, it was a great sprint. It'll set us up nicely for the race. I think Mazzles will be a little bit disappointed with himself, of course, having that incident on lap 1. Only got a P12 in the end, so has work to do in the race. But it's a long race. There'll be no doubt there'll be plenty of drama, possibly a safety car or 2 as well. So Mazzles has got every opportunity to bounce back in the race once it starts.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Even though those few won't have score positions, not being in the top 6, I'm sure they're happy with how their pace is matching up for the rest of the guys ahead of them. If you just give me 2 minutes, I'm just going to check the audio and make sure it's all balanced for you, and then I'll get back to you in 1 second.
So we look forward now to the main event. That was a very interesting. Just realised as well, actually, looking at the. No, it's okay. I saw a penalty next to Victor's name. For a minute, for some reason, my brain thought it was a 5-place grid penalty, but I can confirm it is not. It's just the 3-second penalty that he picked up. It was a 14-minute, 11-second race, but it felt a lot quicker than that. It actually felt like it was done in about 5 minutes. Then it was a very fast-paced race, but of course with no risk of a safety car or a VSC, it is literally just pure pace for the.
Very fun to watch.
Great battle, and it sets us up nicely now for the So the race, I was actually looking at the last season's result in Brazil, and Quick Killer did get a podium. So he had a poor sprint race there, but he's got history. Maybe he can bounce back and get on the podium. There has to be some results to get a podium from there.
We've seen it before in a Mercedes around Brazil, so it wouldn't be too surprising.
I think Gio Sheen could possibly make history tonight. He could be the first driver to win 3 races in a season for 3 different teams. If he win tonight, which is some going.
I wonder if anyone's even done it in 2. It's not very common.
I think when I commentated Tier 2 last season, I think Big Ball's reserved, and he reserved in the Red Bull and got a win, and he took a permanent seat in the AlphaTauri and won for them. So I think he got 2, but I think 3 would be. Surely that's a record. I think he's doing it every week, isn't he, for a different team?
I think Nathan JB, if he's in the chat, he's a stat man. Sure, you could have a look through the archives.
Yeah, get that confirmed for us. The good thing for Gio Sheen, though, is if he does become a permanent driver throughout the season, then of course whatever he scores now will be carried over. And to be fair, he's technically speaking the championship leader because he's been here for every round. Although he's not on the standings, he's technically speaking the championship leader at the moment due to the fact that he's raced every single round. So if he was to get a full-time seat, and the way it's going after tonight with all the reserve drivers and a lot of the full-time drivers missing, he's got every opportunity to get a full-time seat, hasn't he? So if he does get
he definitely has. Especially when there's drivers missing races. Quite a few have missed. I tell you what, Deluxe's hit the bloody wall again, mate. It must be a ritual.
Yeah, he must like it before he starts the race. Get him going a bit.
I mean, it's not the worst of ideas. You rev the rears out as much as you can. Smack the wall to slow you down. I mean, you're not going to get damaged. What's the harm?
Looking at the tyres, interestingly, Chug is the only driver in the top 10 that's opted for the hards at the start of this race. There's a few outside the top 10 that have gone for the hards. Hard or medium, there's no soft tyres in sight. As you mentioned, they are not the best tyres on this circuit. I think Mazzles, to be fair, did get to the end on the softs at the end of that one, but of course they wouldn't have been in great condition. But it is interesting to see that, only Chugs in the top 10 has opted for the hard. So how is he going to get on them hards? Is he going to try and defend or what?
Well, with the current patch today, we've just had the formation lap quote-unquote fixed. I haven't tested it myself, so I can't really go out there and praise them for fixing it yet. Because even their patch notes were bloody wrong.
Yeah, it needed fixing. We had an experience last night in the race that we did when I was a host, and we had to restart the whole lobby. So thankfully, we've been told it's been fixed, but that's whether it has or not is another question. But we have got 36 laps ahead of us here, and
if it has, the hards will be. The choice you'd want to start on is it's purely because of the heat up on your pit stop.
Mm-hmm.
Getting on them mediums on the second stint is so much less time consuming than trying to heat up them hards.
I think even Fandango Connects and Mazzles. I mean, obviously they're currently mid-table. It's going to be hard to avoid any type of damage or incidents in the middle of the pack. But if they can get away well and maybe even lose a position or two to the likes of Trunders and Polish, I don't think it'll bother them too much if they can avoid damage and once they get the hards going, get onto the mediums later, they'll be the favourites. I think could be a good interesting watch here.
The only worry is with starting on the hards is the chance of safety cars, and if it comes out at a prime time for the mediums to jump on the hards, it really can shuffle up the grid. But the lights are going out now. We'll be on board with Bailey Fox and see how the front three get on, and it is lights out. Looks like Gio Sheen gets a good start. Deluxey not the greatest, and Baza, as usual, gets a great start. Seems okay at the front, but take a look at the back, and the Red Bull teammate of Baza has come off.
Well, we mentioned last race in the sprint how Chug's had a great start.
Deluxey's off!
Places. Oh, he is as well. There's he's off behind as well at the back. There's 2 cars. Gautier, and there was another one as well who went off with Gautier, possibly Ash. But I mentioned in the sprint race how Chug's had a great start. He's had the complete opposite this time on the hards, and he's already down 5 places into 10th, and he's not even the highest hard runner anymore because Mazzles and Connect, look at Connect's up 5 on the hards. What a start for the Ferrari driver.
That is brilliant, yeah.
And Chugs is under more pressure now from Fandango. Oh, he might try and get a move here on Indian Jesus. It's been a chaotic
He's got the
start
run.
Chugs. He's going to try and get 1 place back. It's Mercedes v Red Bull again. What is it about Brazil and Mercedes v Red Bull?
Oh, he's gone wide! He's done really well there. Chuck Spam's going wide to not lose the car.
What, I would not want to look in my mirror if I was Fandango. You've got 6 cars, literally, on your tail. He's in trouble for my Who's that at the back? Gautier and Deluxe, isn't it?
Yeah, looks like
as the
it.
Aston Martins are in a bit of a battle here as well. And so's Quick Killer. This is a very, very interesting start to the race.
He's not got the straight line speed.
He's flying. Can he make a move on the outside of Quick Killer? He might do. He's going to lose the car.
Oh,
well.
no.
It's involved Will as well. Hard luck for Will.
I know Will being the party with Bailey, and Will has not had the luckiest starts to the season, and he's not going to be happy with that, I'll tell you now.
Quick pit stop as well on lap 1. At the end of lap 1, Polish man has put on the softs, so looking to do is sit it on the soft and try and get back into the race, but not a good start for Polish man leaders into the pit at the end of the first lap. Towards the front though, it's interestingly, apart from Ash, there's only Gio Sheen that's either held his position at the start of the race. Everyone else has either gained or lost the position, so Gio Sheen is off the held position, but he's gained over a second on the car behind him, so he's on course at the moment. Long way to go, of course, but on course for 3 wins on the spin. A good start as well for Connect. He already mentioned him on the hards. Has jumped 5 positions and he's not too far behind Big Lead either, so Connect will be one to keep an eye out on. He is the highest hard runner at the moment, and he's gained 5 positions in the first couple of laps.
Yeah, I mean, Chugs Palms has got absolutely brilliant traction in the corners. I was interested to see his straight line speed on the straight, because I think it looks like he seems to be using a high downforce setup, but he's not actually losing that too much on the straight and narrow, so he just seems to be handling the car really well. Very close to the Alpha Tower. It doesn't look to be going for a move now, but I know I'll be eyeing up pretty soon. Another hard runner ahead of him in Fandango, and look at the traction he's had on the inside line. Fandango comes across, try and make his entry into turn 6 as wide as possible. A little bit of contact, lock of wheels, and there goes the Red Bull, and there goes the Alpha Tauri and Fandango. Not what you want to see.
No, both sword each other up. The battle for P3, by the way, at the moment, the final podium position is unreal. Nacho, Victor, Big Weed, Connect, Jay Hartnell,
it's the same.
He's not too far behind either.
It's
just
like
earlier on.
It's the same, but a few more have been invited to the party.
It is brilliant. There was nearly a little bit of an incident at turn 1 last lap. Big Weed lost the car, managed to save it, but it could have ended in tears. But I think Nacho has to look over his shoulder. He's got an Alfa Romeo, but more importantly, an Alpine that is absolutely flying down the straight, and they're almost 3 wide going into turn 1.
Good exit for the Alfa Romeo.
Nacho could potentially go from 3rd to 5th by end of his straight.
Depends how much battery he likes to drain. He is using.
He's going to be okay. He's having to burn it, isn't he? Oh, he's not burning it, to be fair. Big Weed done out of the 3 of them actually that's used the most battery in Connect. I mean, I can't stop looking at Connect because he's up 5 on the hards and he's in the battle now against a load of medium runners. So the man in the Ferrari, I think he's got to be. I'm not saying he's a favourite by any means, but at the moment, I think he's doing a brilliant job on the opposite tyre, gain positions and not looking under pressure at all at the moment. If anything, he's looking to gain even more positions and try and get past Big Lead. Yellow flag, it's Will again. He had a nightmare sprint race, unfortunately, a nightmare start to this race as well. He's at risk of getting laps. He's doing donuts here at the start of the lap. But unfortunately for Will, it's not. Will's got to be careful he can get laps here.
Yeah,
you can see where he is now. He's got a chance of the safety car, but Nacho, the other McLaren, under pressure once more from Victor. I don't think Victor will get a move on this occasion, but again, Nacho will see not 1, not 2, but 3 cars very close to him in his mirror.
Oh, he's gone!
In the same position as his teammate Will. So McLaren not liked at that part of the track, and Nacho, all that hard work to get into the top 3, and he's all the way down in 12th now, potentially 13th at the moment, because Gautier is going to fly past him as well. So Nacho's going to lose 10 positions, and you said it earlier, didn't you, in the sprint race, one little mistake.
Yeah.
And there it is, 10 places, and if you're Victor, Big Weed and Connect, I mean, Connect will be even happier. That's another position gain for 3 there. So
you've got to remember it's a short track, so the margins are decreased, and and it only takes a little thing to make a mistake. And we look at the top 2. We're focused on the 3 behind, 4 behind, but Bala Fox is doing better than Deluxe could do in the sprint. He's in the DRS, but he's also got battery to play with. So this will be interesting to see what goes on. And Will is retired in the pits. Not too surprised after the unlucky collision he saw himself in a few laps earlier.
No, you make a very good point there. Because this time last race in the sprint, it was a very similar situation between Gio and Deluxe in terms of sort of time between them both. But like you're saying, Bazza's saving his battery. Luxy in this position has what, 5% battery for that?
Yeah, I mean he was running out on the straights.
And I mean, Bazza's got something to work for here. You know, it's not going to be giving someone a plate because sorry, Geoshin should I say, he's got a lot to work for because Bazza's doing a great job of just sitting behind him, saying he's DRS, but also like you say, I mean, Geoshin has got double his battery, but still Bazza's got more than enough battery here to keep Geoshin on his toes. A little bit further back, there's still a fantastic battle for that that final podium position. Of course, at the moment it is a double Alfa Romeo podium due to the incident that involved Nacho, but I'm sure Digweed Connect and Indian Jesus will want to change that. And speaking of Mazzles very quickly as well, currently second in the championship, he's gained 4 positions on the hard tyres. Not as good as a start as his rival Connect on the hard, but a decent start nonetheless from Mazzles, up 4. And Mazzles having a bit of a boring race at the moment. He's kind of sat on his own. There's no one even near him on the track, either in front or behind him. A bit of a joyride from Mazzles at the moment.
It can be boring, but it's not a bad place to be. You're not having to worry about losing time due to other people being ahead and holding you up. But it is all down to him. He doesn't have the advantage of DRS. But I think with the drivers ahead being so close, it will end up losing time at some point when the battles start to come along. You can see the Alpine getting very close to the Alfa Romeo there. But I think we will end up seeing some moves a bit later on in the lap or even the start of the next one. Nothing for now though.
It's becoming a frustrating race for Nacho all of a sudden. He was sat in P3, he's now just been overtaken by...
Oh, this Alfa Romeo's gone! Victor Mina's absolutely spun it on the rears there. He's lost the car. Similar place to where Fandango and... who was it? Was it who was in the contact with Chugs? Same places they went, corner 4 I think.
My mind's gone, I can't remember who it was. He managed to hold off Jay Hartnell for now, Victor, but I'm sure once the DRS comes around in a second, it could be in the pressure. Very quickly back to Nacho. It seems to have gone from bad to worse, and he's just been overtaken by Fandango. So in the matter of 2 laps, he's gone from P3 down to P14 as Chunders makes a lovely move on Quick Killer to get into that top 10 position. That was a fantastic move, and both these two, to be fair, had decent starts for the race, both up 3 and 4 positions respectively. Oh, and Chugs! Penalty. Oh. He's had a tough start on them hards. We mentioned it before the race started. The only driver in the top 10 who opted for the hards, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's paid off for him at the moment, as he's down in 15th for a penalty.
Yeah, it's not looking the greatest. Quick Killer, although he did just get overtaken by Trunder's, still sitting pretty nicely on the back of him. I can't really see his battery. I'll get the telemetry up, and we'll see he's got a good pocket of a battery there, 65, similar to Trunder's just ahead. So this is a very equal battle. Obviously, it's the equal cars in this league, but it's going to be interesting to see how he does on the straight, though. Obviously, setups aren't equal, so everyone's going to be running something sometimes very similar or sometimes very different. But I think Trunders is doing okay to stay ahead at the moment. He seems to be getting the gaps coming out of the corners, good traction. But how is he going to do on the straight?
Ooh, the battle for P1's getting very tense, and I think Geoshin all of a sudden could be under pressure here, and his P1 could be at risk because Bazza into turn 1 was right behind him. Over Geoshin, to be fair, had a better exit through turn 2 and turn 3.
You can see he's a bit nervous though. He is using the battery, which we haven't seen him do all weekend.
Yeah, it looked like for a second into turn 1, Bazza was going to make a lunge on him and get the move done, but Geoshin had a better exit as Indian Jesus flies past Connect.
Oh, his contact!
A bit of contact! And he's off. Indian Jesus is off.
Yeah, he's a punt and pass. Don't like to see
them.
them.
Before, didn't we, in the sprint race? A little bit of contact with somebody. It wasn't a lot of contact, but it was enough just to knock them off the track, and it's happened again there. Connect just get the position. I wonder if that'll be looked at. And there wasn't much in it, but enough to...
there was enough for it to be an issue to the stewards.
It does put Connect up to 4th, and he had a great start on the hard, but you wonder if that'll be looked into, because like I said, it wasn't the biggest contact in the world, but it's enough to put the Mercedes off the track. But the top 2 still going at it, and Bazza doing a great job. Yellow flag on the track.
Trunders out.
Trunders, he's had a spin. Yeah. But Bazza, once again, looks to have the run on him. Is he going to have a look again? Again, he gets very close, but just can't get close enough. And it's through here where he seems to struggle, but he's had a bit of a better exit. But again, though, Geoshin just seems to pull away. He seems to get very close to turn 1, and then I don't know what it is. Whether it's Geoshin having that better exit, I'm not too sure. But Bazza doing a great job for now just to hold on to the back of him and and keep with him.
Yeah, he is doing very well. I think Bailey needs to, if he can't get that that exit out of the last turn for the main straight, I think he needs to start focusing in onto the centre S's to make sure he can equal that exit of Yushin, because at the moment he looks to be lacking, taking a bit too of a narrow line, not extending his apex speed, which is something I think would help him get a bit closer to Yushin at the start of the lap, which he could then carry through all the way, and then maybe get that chance in the main straight, because at the moment he's close, but I don't think he's close enough to really just pull that gap together.
Completely agree. The battle as Polishman goes into the pits and becomes our second retiree of the evening. The battle for P4 is an interesting one as well. Jay Hartnell not too far behind Kinex, but Kinex don't forget he's on them hard tyres. I think he could be under a bit of pressure here though. And I think Jay Hartnell might get him before turn one.
Look at the overspeed.
Cruising down that straight.
But the Ferrari does well on the brakes.
Outside, and I think Kinex may get the pushing back, but there's contact between the two of them. And Kinex, to be fair to him, got his elbows out, and Jay Hartnell all of a sudden could be under pressure. He's going to lose a position here. So Jay Hartnell happened to him in the sprint race, that. He was in P4 1 minute, right back down to P6 because Indian Jesus capitalised on the battle between the two of them. And the next it's Ferrari, Mercedes, Williams. As he gets in between Kinex and Jay Hartnell. But Kinex, I mean, I keep talking, I'm going to say Kinex he's lost it.
Oh no.
He's on the grass. And all the hard work up 7 places at the start of this race.
He hasn't lost much, to be fair to him.
He's lost 2, hasn't he?
Held it well.
Potentially 3 though now because of the tyres. I think Victor may get him. Victor's going to go on the inside of it and get him. So it's 3 positions for Kinex. Not as bad as it could have been, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of frustration in that Ferrari car now. The fact that he's given up, he's gifted really 3 positions to the others. But Victor, he got a costly penalty in the sprint race, which cost him points. He's got another costly penalty here because he becomes only the second driver of the race to pick up a 3-second penalty here. And that could be costly as we enter lap 12.
It could be. I tell you what, with IRT Connect losing those positions, it's never what you want. But the silver lining in all this is he is on the hard, so his pit strategy is still going to gain time on the guys ahead, even though they're ahead on track. When he's heating up their mediums compared to when they're going to have to heat up the hards, it's going to be seconds. It is that big of a difference that it's going to be able to push him back ahead, but he has lost the advantage of the gap he would have jumped nevertheless.
It seems a long time since we talk about Nacho in the top.
He's gone again. He's gone again. It's a strugglesome corner. Same corner, yeah.
And now that's going to cost him massively now. All that hard work has gone now. He's going to be under pressure from Quick Killer and Gautier, his teammate as well. Just quickly touching back on Nacho, who of course was in P3. Seems like a long time ago since he was in P3. He's still battling with I don't know, have the Aston Martins had a collision? I think they have.
Have they had a collision together?
Yeah, I think they have, because Trunners is out on track.
This could pull out a safety car with the traffic coming around.
I think the Aston Martins may have just wiped each other out there. I may be wrong with that, but I saw them they was very close together. I'm surprised it's not a safety car there at turn 1, turn 2. It's facing the wrong way on track. I mean, how's that not a safety car? A VSC at the very least. But I think potentially that could have been an Aston Martin collision there between the two of them. I may be wrong.
Whoa! IRT Connect's getting a great exit at turn 1, but nearly to the demise of Quick Killer ahead.
I think Ferrari's behind him Quick Killer here, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
Ferrari's right behind him.
Defensive move there to Quick Killer to come back onto the racing line.
So Trunners becomes our 3rd retiree, and the first driver to retire on track. But that doesn't, for some reason, bring out a VSC or a safety car. It's still green flag after 13.
He's done it again. It's 3 in a row.
Got the hat-trick.
It's a strike, and he's out the session. Well, if it was a different sport, he would be.
Now. It's gone now, big time.
Yeah.
And your comment that you made earlier comes to life again. One little mistake, or 3 mistakes if you like to connect. What is it about that part of the track? When you were playing Mario Kart,
I'm worried for him because if this is on the hards, if it is temperature based that he's making these mistakes, getting on their mediums, he's going to have a hell of an awful day.
Quick Killer lost it as well.
Yeah,
all his hard work's gone. So Nacho all of a sudden is on a poor racing spot about lap 3, lap 4. He's back into the top 11 now, battling with Fandango. Oh, sorry, Oliver Chubb's not Fandango, sorry. Oh, no, Fandango's lost it as well on his own in a wall.
Oh my
So
god, that's got to
three
come
of
out
them
of
in the
safety
space of
car,
half a
surely.
lap have lost the
Can
car.
you
Fandango's
check
going
if
to be
safety
net
car's turned
last
on?
now. I'm surprised we've not seen one, especially for Trunders earlier on.
Can you have a look in the settings? Because I'm baffled, to be honest.
I can have a look. I mean, at least the VSC, because
Oh,
we've
yeah.
seen more than enough incidents for there to be a VSC. Just looking at it, is on reduced. Is it not on reduced? Is that right?
I believe so. Basil Fox is
But
very
it
close into
He is,
turn
this could be
one.
it. Race lead.
He's going to get his chance. He's still got good battery. He's ahead into braking.
And the lead changes.
Lovely apex as well. But is Gioshin going to have the straight line to get him on the next straight? He's got a hell of an exit. Is he going to get past? He's taking it down the inside.
Didn't change for long. And would you believe it, Connect has lost the car in the wall again, Connect. He got no wing this time.
Bailey's got the pace, switch back. Oh, not enough. It's getting close.
Connect has no wing, so he's had 4 incidents in the past 4 laps. That was the first time all night that we had a different race leader there, albeit for what, a couple of seconds, after such a dominant sprint race for Gioshin. He lost the lead for what, a couple of corners, got it back. This is a fantastic battle between the Alfa Romeo and the Red Bull. They are streaks ahead of anybody else, 8 seconds clear of the next couch. Big week to be, we won't mention Big week too much, but he's doing a great job here. He's just holding on to that P3. No one's even near him at the moment. Only to keep his concentration. He's on for a very positive result. How long is it until the medium runners pit now? Because that's 15 laps now.
Yeah, it won't be too long. Obviously, with the hards taking so long to heat up, you want to get into the pits pretty soon because you don't want to delay that effort.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard.
So far, I am surprised though we've had no safety car, especially with the incident with Trunders. That was.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple of medium runners actually pitted now. A very slow pit stop from Deluxe. You're not too sure what he was doing there. But him and Victor, who are both on the mediums and are coming now, and assume put on a set of hard tyres. That looks to be the case. Yes, it is the case. Both of them putting on the hards.
Yeah, the gaps are starting to level out now. We've only got one driver really in the DRS range. We've got Chug Spams being the second closest, being just a 10th out. But at the moment, Basil Fox is holding great pace against Gioshin. Yeah. If you wouldn't mind, Hedge, take a look at the wall and see if we've got anything to worry about from either driver, because that could be quite an interesting bout going into it. Because there was penalties in Spain last week that could have ended up deciding the race, but served in the safety car to get them out of the way.
I'll have a look to see if anyone's picked up anything. Bear with me 2 seconds. Basil Fox did just get a warning on lap 15.
Caught its gears again. I'm gonna have to just let you carry on because Jay Hartnell into the pits. Never mind. Thought moves are being made there.
I may have to leave him a join here because I've paused the game to check the director and now I can only see the results. I can't see it.
If you press start again, does it load it back up? The options button.
I can see. It's not doing any. I can sort of go right to left on results from the sprint and the race, but other than that,
I'll appear online. You should be able to join through me.
The game's outdone itself there, hasn't it? Once again.
Well, it's not too much of a surprise with Codemasters these days, but the gaps are still leveled out while we're worrying about technical issues.
I'll just quickly reset the game.
Yeah, no worries.
Apologies, not much I can do about that, but just, blame Codemasters once more.
Gioshin is in. He's the first to bite the bullet. Bailey Fox is going to have to go another lap, and I think he will come in to try and cover off the undercut. Gioshin's going to have to be on the cold hards now. Interested to see how much of a struggle he gets and where he actually comes out. Because if he does come out in traffic, that is going to compromise him very much. Whereas Bailey could end up having clean air for his outlap, or vice versa. Could see Gioshin taking another advantage of this race.
I'm going to try and... What's best way for me to join? Try and join through your profile? Is that the best way to do it?
I expect so. You check your invites. You might be able to use your past invite.
Let's have a look. I think it's doing something.
Chug's getting very close there on Digweed and takes the move. Nicely done there from Chugs and the Red Bull. Digweed having a very, very good race so far. Hasn't really been involved in too much, which I'm sure he won't be worrying about when he's gaining positions from it.
Yeah, Dob's going much lucky at the moment.
Bailey has pitted, he's trying to cover off.
Oh, I got joining session, there we go.
There we go,
Apologies.
Right, well, as you are joining back, Bailey is getting the hard confidence tires on, and you can see where is Gio in the Alpha. He's just absolutely piling it up the main straight. Bailey is out past the white line now. Where is he going to put him? We'll get on board with Gio in P3. Oh, and we can see the Red Bull of Bailey, and he is ahead by quite the margin.
He is indeed. It's worked
wow.
out. It's worked out a treat, and Gio will be fuming with that. The fact that he's led for pretty much the full race and the full sprint race. Yellow flag on track, looks like it's a Mercedes. It's fixed for the once more. But yeah, that has worked out a treat. So,
Gio almost having a moment there.
There's a car in between them both. Looks like it's Konemi. How things can change. Connect is now being lapped after being in such a dominant position on the hard for so long. That's how quickly things can change on this race.
He needs to get out of the way.
He needs to let him pass because he's going to get a penalty otherwise.
Well done.
But yeah, I think Bazza now's got to try and hold on, but he'll be laughing at that. What a great.
Well, I'm not sure if he will because his tyres are still going to be cold, while Gioshin has already got back into DRS.
Very true. I don't think he'll get in here on this occasion, but I think he'll start putting him under pressure very quickly. Quickler in the pits has retired. That's a fourth DNF of the night. Connect's retired in the pits as well, so 2 for 1 there. And all of a sudden we're down to just 13 drivers, and of course only 12 get points. So only Ash at the moment out of the points here in terms of the drivers that are left on track. That's 5 DNFs in 20 laps. Yet we've not yet to see a safety car or VSC yet. It's like there's 5 cars, which is hard to believe. Chubbs is pitted for a set of mediums. Other than that, him and Ash are the only two that are not on the hard tyres now. But already you can see Gioshin is right on the back of Bazza, and this battle will continue for the next 16 laps, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, you've got Gioshin who's been so don't want to have him behind you now for the rest of the race. It's going to be hard to do. 80% battery it looks like there for Gioshin, but I tell you what, Bailey is doing pretty well. 70%.
Oh, there's an off. Oh, sorry, is that Quick Killer's car actually that's come out of the pits?
Just come out of the pits, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Speaking of Mercedes though, Indian G's in a great battle here with Digweed, and Digweed, another one that's gone about his business here, not really spoke about him too much. Mazzle's in the pits, he currently is the race leader, but of course hasn't pitted. He'll do his pit stop now. Interesting when Mazzle will come out here. Possibly.
Gioshin, very close to the back. Oh, and he's cut the corner there. That might be a warning. Don't go check though, I'd like to keep you here for a few more laps.
Yeah, I don't want to lose it again.
Is he going to send it?
Come out on the mediums, I think, behind the Haas of the look.
And the leaders are side by side out of turn 4, and he's taking the lead. Oh, it's contact!
Wow, that was lucky. That was very lucky. It's going to end in turns. You can just see it. Bazza on the inside of him does cut the lawn a little bit. She's going to try and come back at him on the inside of Bazza, and I think he's got the move done.
Oh, there's contact again!
Contact again between the two of them. Luckily, they're both still on the track.
Side by side for the entire lap, pretty much.
But, oh, I tell you what, I thought for a minute one of them were going to fly off the track then. That was very intense. Luckily, both still on the track with no damage, and I don't think that's the last time we're going to see these single wheels to be able to make a little bit of contact. Clearly not friends. And Bazza now with DRS, can he come back? I think he can, you know.
It looks like he's going to. He's not using too much DRS, so he's not too bothered about being ahead at this turn.
And the race lead changes once more.
That is outstanding from Gioshin.
Move, but Bazza's going to get him back again, though. However, Bazza, no.
He's going to hold the inside, surely. No, he's not. He's going to keep to the outside.
The race lead's changing funny.
Oh, he's not been left room at all there, I have to be honest.
It's getting a little bit spicy between the Alfa Romeo and the Red Bull. But that's the third time in a lap there's been contact, and luckily, no.
He's got a penalty!
Baz will be laughing now. Giochi may have just threw the race away there.
Oh my god, he's gone wide. It looks like he's cooked his tyres and he's just taken a bit of a wide exit there, and he's just paid the price for it.
We mentioned how dominant he is for a reserve. Of course, he's won both of the opening rounds in different cars. He won the sprint race and he's been leading for most of this race. But that little lapse of concentration there could be a difference now. And at the moment, Basler is the clear favourite to win this race. And potentially end the little run that Giotti's been on. Will Basler get the lead back here again into turn 1? I think he might do again here. Is he going to make a lunge for it? Yes, he is.
No holds barred.
And gets the job done. But of course, Giotti will get DRS again. So Lee could change once more here. Giotti's got to keep it in though and just focus on the race and not let the penalty distract him, because things can change very quickly. Will he get the lead back on the Red Bull on the inside line here? Again,
Bailey's done very well to narrow his exit there.
It's great racing. And
Giotti
once again leads. Is he going to go back on the inside though, Bazzer here?
He is.
He thought about it. And but I mean, you got to give them both credit. I mean, there's been a little bit of contact, but overall, it's been brilliant. Such clean racing. And
yeah, from what I saw, it was a bit of tit for tat. Don't know if that's a common used phrase outside of Wales, but
it is.
You hit me, I hit you.
Brilliant. Even though Giotti's leading, you still feel for now that Bazza is the favourite, because Giotti's not shut Bazza out of DRS once this race. So if Bazza can keep in DRS, of course, 40 laps is a long way to go. No doubt things will change, no doubt we'll have some more drama. There's still no VSC or safety car yet at all, which is pretty mental. So like our fair share of crashes and incidents, it is quite strange. Another yellow flag there.
Talking of them,
Victor, he's off, but once again, no sign of a VSC, which is bizarre. Gautier in a battle for ninth with the Red Bull of Chug, so both Red Bulls in very intense battles here at the moment. And I think that's going to involve Victor as well now, who's just come back onto the track.
Yeah, Mazel's on the very close end of the diffuser of the Haas. He's got not much battery, but it's flashing red ahead for him too. Is he going to set it down the inside? He's on the more desirable tyre for now.
Ooh,
have a contact. Nothing too degrading, and the Haas defends the position pretty well.
Fandango does set the fastest lap of 1:10.1, so looking to get that fastest lap part. Of course, he's not in the top 10 at the moment of Fandango, so he needs to get himself into that top 10 if he's going to score that point. 12 laps to go, and still a great battle between the Alfa Romeo of Giotti and the Red Bull of Basler. Of course, Basler is the favourite, based on that one lapse of concentration with Giotti and giving the penalty. But other than that, pretty much neck and neck. They keep changing positions, but I think Basler knows it. Bar any sort of safety car, if you can just stick with him, doesn't have to overtake him, just stick with him, and it'll be his race to lose at the moment due to that penalty.
Yeah, Bailey will know that he needs to change his race up a bit mentally. He knows that he doesn't really need to be in that 4/10 gap. He can happily sit within the 6 to a 9. 100%. And
oh no, spin in here and Deluxe! What a save!
Yeah,
what a save. He had a spin at turn 2. His car was basically facing towards Mazel's. He then managed to save it. Mazel's got to credit to Mazel's there, because that reaction was unreal. I thought for a minute that he's going to hit into the Mazel's there. Both in reserve credit. Mazel's for the great reactions, and I suppose Luxy for the great reactions as well. The downside for Luxy is it's cost him a position. Mazel's has gained that position now, and Mazel can try and hunt down Jay Hartman.
No!
It's level playing field again. Batters threw it away. And all of a sudden, Gio Shing's the favourite again.
Yeah, he is. It's ping pong.
Oh, another twin. I've got to give credit to Mazel's because he qualified 12th and a tough sprint race. Of course, he's second in the champion moment behind Bazza, I believe.
Oh, he's out!
There's two of them. Chugs in the wall as well. That's got to be a safety car.
Safety car! Finally!
And Chugs in a wall with, and I think it's involved Chugs and Red Bull v Ferrari. Gautier's in a wall, and it means now that every driver left on track is in the points.
Yeah.
And Ash hasn't been lapped either, so Ash all of a sudden, his race looked over. He's just pitted as well, so Ash's race is back on. It's like Christmas crap. But it looked like Gautier and Chugs had put each other in a wall there. Unfortunately for Gautier, his race is over. Chugs has damage, but he's at the race.
I'd like to say I've just had a notification on my phone pop up. Very nice, says Gautier Le Filon to @in Chug Spams. So Bit of a controversy there.
Now, this is interesting because Jay Arnold's pitted for softs.
Yeah, get
And
on
I
them.
think softs can go
respect
to
it.
the end. I think that's great.
Yeah.
So if you're Gio Sheen and Baz all of a sudden, with penalties,
You've got
this
to
race
pit.
could potentially slip away from you both because Indian Jesus, technically speaking, is possibly the favourite here now. Has he got the pace of them two? Probably
No, I
not,
don't think
but
he is. Not on hards.
Hasn't got a penalty if he pits. This is the
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
he's
of
got a
course. Yeah, I forgot about penalties.
Because they've got penalties, haven't they? So all of a sudden, them two that have been streets ahead of the rest have got a penalty here.
Did they just make contact going into the pits, by the way?
They're all. I don't know. I missed that, but I think
It
they're all.
looked like they might have been contact there.
Yeah, they're all coming in for the pit stop.
Yeah,
So
check
all of a
them softs
sudden,
on. Got him.
the top two that were flying aren't necessarily the favourites anymore. Yeah, they probably are quicker than Indian Jesus in terms of pace in this race, but have got penalties. And there's not a long to go in this race either, is there? So this could be interesting now. That safety car has certainly mixed things up, and the majority of the drivers left in this race are going to be on fresh softs.
Yeah, well, Gio and
It's going to
Bazza,
mix things up.
they were pulling the gap constantly throughout the race. So I expect them to do so now.
Yeah.
But the difference is there's so much less of a track time for them to pull that gap. So if Indian Jesus can just keep, it's going to be about 8 laps racing, I think 8 or 9. It's going to be a hard job. He's going to have to burn the battery to equal any pace that they've been on today because they've been outstanding. The cream of the crop at the moment, but it's all possible.
Why is Ash just pitted again? He only just pitted and he's put old mediums back on.
What tyres was Ash on?
I don't know what he's just. Oh, he's just crashed coming out the pit lane as well. Has he got damage?
Oh, Jesus.
No, he's not. But he's just put. I don't know what he just only just pitted a minute ago. So, not sure what happened there. But he's back out the pits now, and he's got to try. He's actually been. Has he been lapped now? No,
He's
not,
a minute behind P11, so I expect
he has been lapped.
Yeah.
He has been lapped. Yeah. So.
That's a bit of a silly move.
Unfortunately for him, his race is over. But has Chugs been lapped as well?
Yes, I'd expect so.
Oh, Shug's not been lapped.
No, Chugs hasn't.
Not, has
no.
No, just Ash, isn't it? That's been lapped. I mean, this is an interesting one because if you're Digweed now as well, you're on the fresh meetings, but you've got fresh soft runners behind you. It's going to be interesting. This. All of a sudden, though, Indian Jesus is back in this race, and at the moment, Digweed's pitting. He's going to sacrifice the positions, but I think it's the right decision to make.
It's definitely.
And he's not got penalties either, has he? So he's not in a bad position.
He's not in a bad position. He would have liked to keep the on-track positions because, I mean, even if you're on mediums, you can still hold position with all the battling going on around you. But
and Jay Alton only had one lap old softs. He just put another pair of softs on. So clearly, it's to try and look after them softs a little bit more. He's sacrificed more positions as well now, but has put on more fresh softs. So I'm not too sure why. Interesting strategy. But all of a sudden, the man in P2 Mazel's in the championship. P4 here, no penalties, fresh softs, on for a podium at the moment as things stand. So it opens up the race to Indian Jesus, to Mazel's, to Nacho, to Digweed. Even Deluxe, who's got a penalty, but even he's in the mix now as well. I know he's got pace looking at the sprint race earlier on. And what it does do is it means that Gio Sheen and Bazza, who were gone really, weren't in the distance, no one were catching them two.
Yeah.
With penalties, I've got a little bit of pressure on them now to pull away from the rest of the pack.
You might see the safety car in this lap with Damien catching pretty quickly. It's usually quite late to come in anyways, so we will see.
8 laps to go though, it's not a lot, is it?
It's not a lot. I think the softs will be okay. It is in this lap, so we'll see Gioshin drastically slowing now to give the car a chance to get in, because if the drivers do decide to go full throttle before that safety car comes in, we will have the AI limiting the car's engines, and it will not look good for the drivers behind.
I think Indian Jesus knows now that he's been gifted a real opportunity here. He wasn't in the race for a win at all, and all of a sudden, with the boys in front having penalties, as it stands, he's the winner. And of course, things are going to change, but the Mercedes has got a great opportunity here to get a race, a win under his belt, and he's got experience. We know he's a good driver, so as it stands, he's the favourite. But here we go. Can he keep up with them two? That's a big question.
It's a bad start for the Mercedes.
I think Cash maybe retiring here. He is retired. He has been lapped. He's down to 11 drive. I mean, Ash could have finished and got a point for himself, couldn't he? Though?
Could have.
But clearly didn't think it was enough. Indian Jesus could be under pressure here from not one but two drivers, because the looks here, Oh, Victor's retired on track as well. We're down to 10. What's happened there?
It looks like he's just lost it on the exit, or he's made contact.
We've lost 8 drivers here. We're down to 10. That's it.
Look at the gap already from P2 to 3. It's only taken 1 lap to get that 1 second.
Yeah, and Jesus is already losing time. He's already under pressure in Deluxie and Mazzles as a change for P9 as well. Chugs and J. Hartnell wheel to wheel. And J. Hartnell won on the inside of him. Red Bull versus Williams. So now Chugs keeps the spot, but I'm sure J. Hartnell will want to come back at him. Fandango, you've got to worry for Fandango though, haven't you? On the old mediums, the only driver on mediums here. You've got to worry for him. Oh, he's gone! And that's not going to help his case either. He's going to be a P10 now, isn't he?
We need to stop naming drivers by name.
I know.
Brutal.
It's not working, is it? Oh, and Chugs gets one as well. So all of a sudden these penalties are creeping in. If you're Big Weed or J. Hartnell or Nacho or Mazzles, any of them, without a penalty, you could gain a few positions.
Side by side again. Around the outside from Chugs Spams, very nice.
In fairness, all of a sudden Jesus has closed the gap again, so has Deluxie.
He has, yeah.
So as it stands, he's still the winner here, Indian Jesus.
And Mazzles is on for a P2.
He is. What a recovery from Mazzles. Of course, things will change. No doubt a penalty or two will creep in before the end. But Indian Jesus, all of a sudden, he's right on the back of Bazza here. And possibly the race favourite, but Gioshin has managed to pull out a DRS as well, so it could be Bazza who's in trouble for a podium here, which seems ridiculous at this stage of the race that you can't even get a podium. Bazza, after such a good race, on for a win at one point as well. But at the moment, Bazza just may be at risk for his podium, especially if Indian Jesus can get past him. Bazza
So move going on, Chugs is around.
Yeah, he's round, isn't he? And of course, no DRS just yet. It'll be enabled now, I believe.
And we got Pio looking at the back of the McLaren, Digweed as you all know.
And Gioshin taking fast laps, it's working for him. But
Bazza
pressure now.
Send from the Albion on the McLaren, side by side, no contact made, just a little bit, but nothing to do anything bad to the drivers, and he gets ahead.
Oh, we're down to 9. What is going on? Chugs is gone now. He's retired in the pits. Wow. We're down to 9 drivers, lost half the grid. What is going on? Mental.
I mean, to be fair, half the grid didn't even turn up full-time drivers, so
yeah, true.
We're lucky to get a race going.
For P2! Indian Jesus now, right on the back of him, and there's actually 4 of them because Deluxie and Mazzles are in this fight as well. This is suiting Gioshin down to the ground. He can pull away and get the race win.
Oh my god, yeah.
He's under big pressure now. He was a race favourite a few laps ago. All of a sudden, he might even get a podium. Because Deluxie and Indian Jesus and Mazzles are all going to get DRS as well. Bazza's not going to get DRS, is he? So he could be under a lot of pressure here, and I think within the next lap, I think his P2 may be gone. I think Indian Jesus will get past him very soon.
Bailey's really struggling. I worry for him. Maybe he's got too high a tyre pressure for the soft compound to handle, as he's losing so much time to Gioshin. And if Bailey in his mind now, if he's struggling too much with his own car, he's really got to think about not only his race but Gioshin's race. If he stays ahead
on the inside, and he got him, and he's off the track as well. That could cost him for a P4. He's going to come on right in front of Deluxie, and for now hold on to the P3. But of course he's got a penalty. So is Deluxie. So as you mentioned before, this is suiting Mazzles.
He's gone.
Deluxie's spun. He's managed to save it a little bit. No, he's not. He's gone again. And Deluxie, who was on for a potential podium, is now going to be down in. He's retired on track. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, come on, pal. Come on. Yeah, we know you. We know you're frustrated.
But that's not good. That. And we're down to 8. We have no one left in a minute. Yeah, we don't want to see that. That's not good. But he has retired on track, and we're down to 8.
I mean, they have more players on pitch in League One. Come on, boys.
This is crazy. And credit to Fandango, who's kept going, and all of a sudden he's getting a good result here for it. But I mean, it may just say Bazza a position that now.
Well,
I will say Bazza position.
I've got to be honest. Before we was interrupted by the moves, what I was saying with Bailey having to think about Gioshin's race is with him letting Indian Jesus go, he might be able to knock Gio down a peg, down at P2, whereas he can't do it himself. So I think it's better off in the grand scheme of things that Indian Jesus is ahead if Bailey can't hold the pace, because it just gives Gioshin less points for Bailey to have to concede compared to him.
100%. tell you something. It seems so strange seeing seeing all these drivers that have retired, but yet only one safety car tonight. If you join the stream now late, you'd be thinking, how many safety cars has there been?
Yeah, you would have
Only
think we
one.
sort of started at 5 o'clock.
Gioshi is on for the win. Oh, he's not on for the win, is he, at the moment? He's been drawn back into the... Indian Jesus is the favourite here. There's a little bit of a close battle between Nacho, and Nacho deserves a lot of credit, by the way, because he spammed before, he was in P3, and dropped right to the back of the pack. All of a sudden, he's back in the mix here. Is Mazel's going to get past Baz? He is, and Baz's podium is slipping away now. He's lost the position to Mazel's. I don't think he'll get the position back to Mazel's. That's the problem he's got now.
I'm looking at the temperatures on the wheel of Baza Fox, and he's breaking 100 on all 4 tyres at the moment.
He's got to be careful, hasn't he, though, because Digweed's within 3 seconds there. So as it stands, Baz is that dropping to 5th, which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
he's only going to get a P5 at this rate. He could have won the race. But that one penalty...
Mazel's, if he gains 3 tenths, he's in it. He's in it for P2.
Well, this is a result for Mazel's that will put him top of the championship at the moment as well. So it's a great result from P12, starting in P12 had a poor sprint race. He's on for a but he's a potential P2 here, maybe even a P1 if Indian G's makes a mistake. So, I'm going to give rate 12P as well. By the way, what a result for them at this rate.
Yeah,
3rd and 4th.
5. Well, yeah.
The only team that have both drivers left, I think, as well. Looking at that, so as it stands with 2 laps to go, a brilliant night for Alpine if they can bring it home. I'd say that I think Gioshi knows here that his race win is slipping away, and his record of winning every race due to one penalty, despite leading for pretty much the whole Grand Prix, is gonna cost him. And I think Indies will get probably the win gifted to him, in fairness, because he's not been in the mix for a win, has he, really, tonight? He's been nowhere near it.
He hasn't, but it's the consistency that counts, and it's the last lap that counts. You can be ahead for 35 laps, but it's only going to matter on the last.
Oh yeah, definitely. What a race! What a race!
That's been a good showing, to be fair.
To go. So many DNFs, which is just mental. Only 8 left. I'm sure Deluxe will get punished for the on-track retirement.
Bailey's dropped out of DRS, by the way. Massive fall from Grace at the moment.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble from Digweed. Behind them was a great battle for 6th between the 3 of them. Fandango, to be fair to him, has done a great job here on the mediums of just sticking with them all.
They'll be starting to light up now with the softs degrading.
Yeah. Maybe Fandango can get a place or 2 here on potentially on Nacho in 7th. But we enter lap 36 or 36, and Gioshi knows that his race win's gone.
It's in DRS. He
Barrow,
could go for on track.
He could. Barrow, huge amount of drama. His race win's gone as Fandango gets past Nacho. Fandango's jumped him and got into the top 7. So Nacho's going to drop down to 8. But he'll take 8 tenths in it. Barrow, he knows now. He don't have to do anything, does he? Just coast it home. And he's been gifted at winning it. The easiest thing he'll probably get all season.
Yeah. Yeah, he's happy sitting where he is. I mean, I said Bailey would have been happy to sit in that 6 to 9 tenth range, but after the penalties, I'm sure. I'm not going to say it again for Indian Jesus, just in case he is on 2 warnings, but I think he'll be okay for now.
Well, if he can bring it home, I'm just looking at his previous results, he had an 8th place in a DNF. So
Mazel's in! Mazel's is in!
Oh.
So Mazel's going to come around the last corner for a P2. And he's in, Indian Jesus is.
Who would have thought that a few laps ago these 2 would even get in the top 2, Gioshi and Basil?
It's been brilliant.
Crazy. But Indian Jesus is going to win the Grand Prix.
He's already celebrating.
And second here.
And Mazel takes second.
Fandango's off.
Oh no.
He's P7. But Mazel just gets second. Digweed beats Bazza, so after all that, Gioshi in P3, Bazza only gets 5th. Them two will be fuming in that safety battle.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely fuming. If you're Indian Jesus, that is the easiest win you'll ever get. And I'm just looking at the standings, he's only actually before tonight got 8 points in the first 2 rounds. There's 30 points for him straight away.
Wow.
That could top his season, that, tonight, with that win. And Mazel's, we mentioned second in the championship, will now lead the championship. 12th to second, what a result for Mazel's, what a performance for Mazel's, that is. And a very fair Driver of the Day award as well. Can't disagree with that for a second.
No.
What a race. That was a privilege to
right
on that.
Yeah, I'll go through the final standings just to make it a bit clear for you guys at the end. We've got Indian Jesus taking the win of the full genuine race, Gioshin taking P2 after getting the penalty, Mazzles being one of the ones to jump the penalty runner, same as Indian Jesus take P3. Bazza Fox fall from grace to P4, but I think that is wrong. He should be. Oh wait, there. I need to look at the Indian Jesus P2, Mazzles just takes the win. Gioshin taking P3 after he got jumped twice. So taking Bazza Fox for P5. Jay Hartnell with a sweet 6 and Nacho taking 7th after a spinning Fandango in P8 and then DNFs all the way down from there. We had an incident Gautier Le Felon with Chug, so we'll see what happens there. We had an incident with Quick Killer and with Bazza Fox as well, so he might even be jumping down even lower than 5th if he ends up getting more penalties. But there's all your DNFs. The first being of Will Simpson, and that is the race today. We will do interviews. We'll slip them in quickly before we can get on and watch United's Liverpool game.
Yeah, it's half time.
If you could give me a hand with inviting. Well,
I will get them in.
Indian Jesus.
What a race though! That was a real good battle. That's some fantastic. Of course, there'll be things that stewards need to look at, but some brilliant battles there. And I think the top two are obviously not the top two in the end, but the top two for so long in that race will be gutted at that safety car coming out because it's through away the top two for them. A top two for them, definitely.
Definitely did. Right. I'll get Gio Sheet in.
Who is it? Gioshin, Mazzles,
and Indian Jesus.
I'll have Mazzles now.
If you are watching the stream and you're joining the interviews, make sure you have your audio set to public. Just so we're not awkwardly talking to a wall, you know.
That's Mazzles. It's just Indian Jesus now.
There we go. Right, I'll get in the Discord chat, see if anyone is willing to get in. Indian Jesus and Mazzles. There we go. There's a first bit of
Mazzles isn't available.
All good. Yeah, Indian Jesus is sure. So, hop in, mate. Come on. I've just had a DM from Will Simpson saying eating tea in case you wanted why I've retired. So after his incidents, he decided to have his tea nice and warm before it goes cold. So yeah, fair enough. I mean, he had a few incidents in the first few laps that weren't down to him, so not too surprised. Ooh, we had join us now. Is that Gio?
Hello.
How you doing? How do you feel?
I'm kind of annoyed, to be honest.
Yeah, don't blame you.
If I didn't pick up those track limits, man, it's the bane of me, man. Every time I do a good race, just track limits get me. So.
Yeah, well, it would have been okay.
In fairness to you, though. Sorry, I was going to say, in fairness to you, though, I know you got the penalty, but I mean, the safety car was the thing that killed you, because other than that, you was on for at least a P2. I think it's killed you both.
I was.
You and Bazza.
I was when I was going along, I was thinking, Bazza, we could help each other out here. I'll just drag you along. We'll pull away. But Indian Jesus and Mazdas were just too fast at the end there.
What was you thinking when the safety car come out? I bet you was gutted.
Oh, I was gutted. I was all right because I had the penalty, and then I saw Bazza get a penalty. I thought, right, it's on here, it's fair. And then the safety car was like, it's done. It doesn't matter now what happens.
I can't even put into words how it must be for you two, because like you say, we were sat there thinking, well, one he's going to win it. You kept swapping positions over and over. No one was really near any of you. Right? I think it was a 2-horse race completely, and then obviously the safety car.
Yeah,
it was a shame because you pulled away as well. Really after the safety car, you sort of at one point looked like you was going to pull away and win the race, and then they just closed the gap on you, didn't they?
I was trying so hard. I was pouring all my energy, and then the Indian Jesus was just pulling some pace from somewhere. I have no idea where that came from. Didn't see him the whole race. last 5 laps, he comes out of nowhere. I'm thinking, oh god. But now me and Baz had great racing there. Unbelievable. We were like going wheel to wheel at one point through like the whole lap or something.
Yeah,
It
we
was-
did
that
pick
was
up on
crazy.
it. It was very good to watch. There was a bit of contact at some points. From our end,
Yeah,
it
I think
looked like it was just a bit of tit for tat.
I think I shoved him off the road at one point, but it's just when you're that close and doing it so many times, there's always going to be a wee bit of,
Yeah, so that's what you know you're on the limit.
in
So
there.
that's all good.
Not
How
been a
was
bad effort
you?
for us. Sorry, no, go on, right, go on.
How was you doing for setup? Was you struggling too much with the tyres? Because we saw on the softs, it kind of killed Bailey's race. Even though he was on pace with you, we would have expected you two to get away. But it seemed to, yeah, he seemed like he had too much tyre pressure because he was hitting the limit on the tyre temperatures at the end. How are you feeling with him?
Yeah, by the end they were dead. Cause I kind of gave up to Indian Jesus. I was like, yeah, he's gonna win. But and Mazel, I think it is, or Mazel, whatever it is. I tried hard, but my tires were just dead. They were just nothing by the end of it, and I just couldn't pull any gap. So yeah, probably the setup on the medium and hards were good, but as soon as I got to the softs, it wasn't going well.
Yeah, we
You've
did
had
expect a bit of
a
drop off.
you've had a good start to the season as a reserve. I was saying before, like I've never seen a reserve do so well for different teams. Like it was on course tonight to make it 3 wins for 3 different teams, which is
Yeah,
pretty crazy. What is like the situation with you? Because obviously, like, this is the first time I've commentated. Are you like looking to be full time or like
I mean, yeah,
what's the?
I'd happily take full time mainly because I just want my points to be on the board. I don't.
We were
They're not.
saying
They're
that
not
before the
there.
race.
So
We were saying that before the race. It's strange seeing looking at the standings and seeing you win 2 races but not be on them. It's a little bit
I know.
strange.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
And I won the sprint as well earlier, so it's like I hope that there's. I'm hoping to get full time so I can get the points on there because
well, you've got every chance after tonight because I know that a few of them didn't turn up. So the longer that goes on,
I
I think they'll
expect you'll
be.
have full time pretty soon, mate.
yeah, and there's also been a threat that I might get promoted. It's a bit
Anyway,
of
the
a.
performances you put in, to be fair, it might not be a bad thing you didn't win tonight. You know, make it like you stay in tier 2 a little bit longer. But no, I mean, again, good points for you. I know you didn't win the race in the end,
I
but
know.
you
I
took into
know.
account the sprint race as well, didn't you? If you do get a full-time seat, I mean, I'm sure you'll be top of the championship at the moment. Massels won't be a million miles behind you, but
No,
I
it's
imagine you'll still be
you know what?
top.
It's kind of good because if I'd won today, I would be like well, probably too far away. So not to be like that, but it's like there's a
Oh,
bit
he's
more
put a marker
competition.
down now. No, well done, mate. Good effort tonight. Well done.
Cheers, guys. I'll watch the broadcast later on, and I'll see how good you guys were. Cause you always put in a good shift.
Cheers, mate.
We do our best. We do our best.
Right.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
By the way,
Right.
well done, Indian Jesus. Some pace that they had there. So I'll leave you guys to.
Thank you very much, mate. It was
So-
a very good race we had.
Yeah.
On to Indian Jesus, mate. How do you feel with that?
Man, mixed emotions at first. So I had a decent quali, but I didn't feel confident pushing in the wet. And then I don't know what happened. Turn 1 of the sprint race, someone took me out or spun me around, and from there it was very hard, obviously, to get back. And then I made a mistake. But I'm just so glad the safety car came out in the end, because I think Gioshin and Baza were just so quick today, and I was 10 seconds off, so they would have definitely run away with it. But yeah, I'm very, very happy in the end.
Yeah, it
I was
wasn't
saying-
too bad.
I was saying, like, I don't miss by like trying to be funny or anything, but like that's probably the not maybe not the easiest win you've ever had, but like the most surprising in terms of the fact that you're sat there thinking these two at the front are gone. Like there's no chance of you catching them. Safety guy comes out and all of a sudden you're thinking, you know what, these two have got penalties here. Like this could be the easiest win I've ever had in terms of like the race was gone, wasn't it, for your perspective in terms of winning it. And not getting a penalty in the end has been the difference for you.
Yeah, definitely. Middle of the race, I was just fighting for P4, P5 in the beginning. Then I had
Yeah.
an incident with Connect. I think RT, he spun me around, like half spun me, and I lost 2 positions again. I had to claw them back again, and then I was fighting who was in P3. I think Digweed was fighting him. He had amazing pace as well, I gotta say. And I knew that Gioshin and Beza, they were fighting in up front. I saw the gap just ever so slightly shrinking, but it was still 9 seconds or 9.5 seconds. Even with a 3-second pen off at 6.5 seconds, no way I would have gotten that. And actually, after the safety car came in again, my tires were so fucking cold, I couldn't go. I was just almost a second off of Baza, and I think Luxy behind me, he was even quicker than me, so he could have overtaken me and maybe challenged for the win if he hadn't spun. So it was just very, very interesting what happened after the safety car restart.
And I'm looking at the championship. Before tonight, you only had 8 points. You had a DNF and a...
Yeah.
Was it a P8, I think it was? Yeah, P8. So you've had a mixed start to the season, so that win's kind of shot you up the championship all of a sudden, now into the mix.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, first race in Great Britain, I had no chance of getting any places because I think an incident lap 2 or lap 1, someone spun in front of me and I just got wing damage and there was no safety car that race. And then the second race, Spain, I had the wrong setup, so nothing I could have done there. But yeah, I think I got a bit unlucky in the past 2 races, but I mean, those guys up front are so quick. It's going to be a very, very tough challenge to win the championship. But yeah, it's going to be fun, for sure.
Well done on your win, mate, and hopefully you can kick on from here now next week.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. I hope so too. And also, amazing race again, Gioshin. Good job as a reserve, almost 3 wins in a row. That is insane.
Yeah, we need to move him up, don't we, to tier 1? Get rid of him.
Yes, please do.
Well done, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks,
Cheers,
guys.
boys. I think I said...
Have a good night.
Have a good night, boys.
Yeah,
I think that's
thank you.
a
Take care, guys.
good point to wrap it up. I got my window shut for these races, so you don't hear the cars in the background, and I am roasting. So, gonna call it there. Thank you everyone for watching, and me and Hedge will see you maybe not next week as a duo, but we'll end up seeing you at some point next week. Be tuned for...
Yeah, definitely, mate.
Be tuned for Thursday. We got tier 2 and then tier 1, where you'll see myself racing and then Hedge commentating too. And after that, we'll see you for next round. Which do you know what track is next week?
No,
we don't. So
I think it's Monza.
We think it's Monza, but it gives you a good reason to get in the Discord and find out yourself. So we'll see you for that.
Like it.
Right. Goodbye, everyone. Good night.